listening to Travel Nursing and Allied Life, hosted by TravCon.
My name is Dylan Callier, and I'm a traveling physical therapist best known for the New Medical Nomads podcast. I'm sitting down with TravCon speakers to give you a sneak peek into what they'll be talking about at the conference this year. My next guest is an EMT turned ER nurse that has worked in the Virgin Islands, California, New England, and a whole bunch of others. After deciding 13-week contracts weren't mobile enough, he worked for a cruise line and in the relief and development sectors. Now he enjoys his role as a flight nurse, becoming specialized in long-range air medical transport. He's a familiar face at TravCon as a speaker and volunteer for the conference. He's spoken for 5 years. His next section, Infectious Disease Update, is coming up September 26th through the 29th in 2021 in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Highfill. Aaron, we were just talking and wanted to introduce you to everybody and all the listeners about your upcoming session on the infectious disease. And you chose this before all of this pandemic stuff happened. So your talk is aging really well. But what kind of got you into wanting to talk about infectious disease and getting excited about it?
In my career, I've been pretty lucky to work in some traveler where we see a lot of infectious disease or diseases that we commonly think of as tropical diseases. I did a contract in the ER on St. Croix's and had never seen malaria before that. And I'm like, wow, this is something I need to see. And it was actually a patient that had been flown to us from Haiti to the VI. Not a lot of it. They're endemic in the VI now. So took care of that there. Bizarrely, I say tropical diseases, some of the places that I've seen the most tropical at all. The community in Alaska, where I did a travel contract out in the Aleutian Islands, has a lot of people who come from Somalia, the Sudan, other tropical places, and they've come to the U.S. as refugees or other immigrants, and they end up working out in the fish processing plants, the canneries, and they come, and a lot of them have undiagnosed or untreated tropical illnesses. So you can see these anywhere, not just in the tropics.
Got it. And so this is kind of a part two, because you've done one of these sessions before, correct? Yes,
we did. I forget which year. We did a talk on tropical diseases at TravCon, and it was well received. There appeared to be a lot of interest among attendees in these illnesses and in the opportunities and the challenges that some of these illnesses present as far as nursing care.
Got it. Very, very cool. And so you're a familiar face here at TravCon. You've been very active in the volunteering side of things. You've been very active in speaking. So you have a big fans of those who attend TravCon. What kind of you are working on now? I know you're always a busy guy and kind of working on the next thing, but what's in your life right now?
Finally, hoping to finish my master's degree. I am probably for pressing submit on my dissertation about using paramedics to work on disasters overseas. After that, I owe the TravCon a piece for Julia that I've been working on for a while about traveling during the pandemic, about keeping safe while on the road. Talk with a couple of people who are working in specialized COVID facilities as travelers.
Very, very cool. I know it's impacted all of us. I know you're an ER nurse, and I'm sure it's impacted your ability as a flight nurse and your kind of steps and processes and things to do as a flight nurse. I know being in home health as a PT, gowning up for every single patient, wow, having scares, things like that, hospitals discharging sooner, SNFs not taking patients, everybody's kind of feeling the stress right now. So reaching out to everybody who's continually working through all of this for sure. But Aaron, if you could give the listeners just a sneak peek of just a tip or one thing that you'd like to share about your upcoming session about infectious diseases, what would it be?
Everything's going to change. Period. That is the kind of the takeaway from any kind of infectious disease or any communicable disease update. Right now, everything is COVID. progress that has been made in fighting other infectious diseases across the world in the U.S. in resource-limited areas is being impacted. So you're going to perhaps see some resurgences in some of those areas. But there could also be possibilities that increased funding for vaccine initiatives, those matters. We don't know yet. That's all on the table, if you will, as to what might happen. But I guarantee that things are going to change, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities for therapists, for other travelers who want to get involved in tropical medicine and infectious disease, who want to seek out these assignments or out traveling realm to make a career out of infectious disease. That opportunity is going to be there.
All right, Aaron. Well, thank you so much for that tip. And I think we can all already see all the changes happening. But if you are listening to this, definitely catch Aaron Highfill in his next session coming up in TravCon September. Always in September, always in Las Vegas. And again, Aaron, thank you so much for all of your wisdom and knowledge over the years. And we will be looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Stay safe there.
Thanks for listening to Travel Nursing and Allied Life. You can find the full show notes below or at travcon.org. Please help us out by rating our podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a comment below or email us at podcast@travcon.org.